In the next few minutes, I'm going to reveal 3 secrets that Oxford University admissions tutors don't advertise and probably don't want you knowing. The unwritten rules that 90% of applicants miss. And at the end, I'll show you a new way to dramatically increase your understanding of how to get into Oxford. I need to confess something that's been eating at me for months. I got into Oxford, I've helped hundreds of students get offers, but watching brilliant students reject themselves before even trying because they don't have the right information, that's what actually frustrates me. So I'm breaking the code right now. But first you need to understand the real problem. Here's what nobody tells you. 90% of students who could get into Oxford never even submit an application. It's not because they're not smart enough. It's not because they're not capable. It's because they just don't know what Oxford actually wants. And honestly, that frustrates me. Because having been through the Oxford admissions process myself and having helped hundreds of students with theirs, I know what it actually takes to get in. And it doesn't take that much. The biggest difference between students who apply and students who don't isn't intelligence. It's not capability, it's information. And here's the part that really gets me. Some schools, especially private schools, have teachers or even full departments dedicated to Oxford applications. Their students get detailed advice, mock interviews, personal feedback on a daily basis. But for most students, that kind of support doesn't exist. So, as I did, you go online, and what you find is pretty messy. You find forums, blogs, TikToks. They're misleading, contradictory, or sometimes just plain wrong. And it's unfair, because it means thousands of students self-reject before they even try. They decide they're not good enough for Oxford, when actually they could be. And you know what makes it worse? The stuff Oxford really cares about, nobody tells you. Student body president, captain of 3 teams, hundreds of volunteering hours. Oxford tutors have very little regard for that. What they do want to see is that you read beyond your subject on your own, that you listen to university level lectures that interest you. And you do all these things not because someone told you to, but because you were curious to do so. Advice like this from real students like me and others, that's the information gap. And that's what students don't know and what they really, really need. So that's what I've been working on the past few months. A way to level the playing field. To make the right information, the real information, available to everyone. Because if I can help one student who would have self-rejected actually apply and get in, that would be worth it. Eventually, this is going to be a complete tool that helps you understand exactly where you stand in the Oxford admissions process. It will show you tailored advice based on your academic background, where you live, the subject you're applying for. And based on the information that you give, it will show your strengths, your weak spots, and what you can do next to get ready for your application. All based on insight from real Oxford students. And these are the kind of insights I wish I'd had. The kind that private school students get on a daily basis. But let me share something with you right now. Something that changed how I understood the Oxford admissions process. Secret number 1. Oxford doesn't want performative intellectuals. They want genuinely curious humans. If you're staying up late reading about string theory because Instagram sent you down a rabbit hole, that's what they want. They don't want a student who's joined 5 book clubs to look well-rounded. Number 2, Oxford interviews test your ability to be wrong. If you were shrunk to matchstick size and put in a blender, what would you do? This is a challenging question and it has unlimited possibilities. And the right answer isn't about physics or problem solving. It's about whether you can think clearly when someone is challenging your every assumption. Because that's what tutorials at Oxford are really like. Intellectual boxing matches. Can you handle being wrong in front of your tutor for an hour and a half? And can you adjust your thinking in real time? And finally, secret number 3, it's not about what you know, it's about how you think. Oxford is not testing your memory. They are testing whether you can thrive when faced with problems that you've never seen before. That is what private schools try to teach their students on a weekly basis when they apply. And these programs should not be costing $5,000 per student. These are all things that you can practice and develop for free. So that is kind of the tool that I've been developing. But before we build the full version, I need your help. We've made a beta version as a first test, and we've called it the First Tier Mindset Quiz. It's completely free, and it's designed to help you understand whether you've got the mindset, motivation, and academic approach that top universities like Oxford and Cambridge look for. Think of it as a first step. You'll answer a few questions, and at the end, you'll get a quick snapshot of where you stand and how you can improve. So here's what I need from you guys. Try the quiz. It takes 10 minutes max. And if you like it, let me know what you think of it in the comments below. I'll add the link somewhere here and also in the description below. And we'll use your feedback to make the full version even better. A version that can truly change how students like you prepare for Oxford without having to pay extortionate amounts for information. So don't self-reject, don't assume that Oxford is out of reach, and don't let the information gap stop you from even trying. Click the quiz, take a few minutes, try it out, see where you stand, and let me know what you think about it in the comments below. Thank you so much, guys, and I can't wait to see what you think.